It's your favorite compas, and we have you covered with plenty of sports and pop culture content on this your favorite show. NFL training camp is here, and we have many NFL topics to discuss in our rapid fire segment. In Certified Compas, Gilbert and I talk about why local fairs are so popular this time of year. Lastly, we get into a pop culture discussion with Dan and Dago and Victor, producer for Avocado Roast, involving movie trilogies. All that plus burial of the week and una más segments. And that reminds me, Gilberto, don't you have a question for our viewers and or listeners?
I do, Fernando. And you would think because training camp, teams have reported, it would be a football question, but it's not. And I'm kind of mad at myself because the marketing from Barbie and Oppenheimer was really well executed. It hooked me in. I haven't seen the movies yet, but I know a lot of people have. But it got me talking about it. But I'm curious. Should I go see Barbie? Should I go see Oppenheimer? Should I do a double feature? Did people do it back to back? So that is the engagement question of the week. Football code. Wait, we'll talk about football later on. But let me know if you saw Barbie or Oppenheimer over the weekend, or maybe you saw both. Give me your review in the comments. If you like the double feature, was 6 hours total back to back? Is that good for you? 5, whatever the heck it was. Was that cool with you? So regardless, if you watched both or one, give me your review of the movie and let me know. Should I go watch Barbie? Should I go watch Oppenheimer? Which one do you recommend in the comments? And if you're in audio, as always, get to YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe, and then comment your review for Barbenheimer. Did I get it right? Yeah, there you go.
And now we have your bet of the week. Will Gilbert fall asleep for over or under 1 hour and a half when it comes to mixing in both of these movies? Let us know in the comments below. But one guy that I'm sure would take the over is Dan and Dago. Let's go to him now.
Welcome all to another glorious Wednesday. You already know what it is. It is not only one day closer to the weekend. It is not only hump day, but it is the day that your favorite program, Compas on the Beat, drops a new episode. You already know what it is. Your boy Dan and Dago's here to remind you of a few things. Do not forget, we have a merch store now with a lot of cool things. We got hoodies. We got hats. We got t-shirts. We got stickers. And we might have pins. Everybody loves pins. I don't know if it's up yet, but if not, you can go slide in that Stooges DMs to find out if Gilberto's going to put it up or not. And also, do not forget to check out all the stuff from UFC 290. There's a lot of great content up there. And you already know you're hyped up for another episode because we got Certified Compas coming up to you. We got Compas on the NFL Beat. We got Rapid Fire. Then the boys come in and shoot the breeze for a little bit. We appreciate you all. Shout out to all of you guys. But anyway, enough of the dilly-dally, Denizio. Let's get to the program. It's time to get to the best damn program in all the universe. From all the way across the hallway. Play the music, Nando!
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I'm Fernando Ramirez. I cover the Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. With me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano. He covers the NFL for Sports Illustrated. What's up, bro?
What's up, Fernando? I'm trying to, be ready for football season. Training camp has arrived. Teams have reported, but I'm here lounging in a couch. So if you're wondering why I'm on a couch, long story short, I have to be on a couch. But I'm here relaxing, having a good time with the compas.
The casting couch.
There you go. I gotta, maybe this is where I make my predictions for the 2023 NFL season. But Fernando, while I was here chilling on my couch, I started seeing the comments popping up on my phone notifications that people are really angry at Patrick Mahomes. Exactly, yeah. So you like my little segue? It was a very forced one. But people were trying to force Patrick Mahomes to sign an autograph in Lake Tahoe. And you told me, because I posted the video on the Compas on the Beat channel, and you're like, whoa, this video actually blew up. It did pretty well last week, and I just wanted to mention it. Like, people are really mad that Mahomes didn't sign autographs, and I don't know if you want to play the clip, Fernando, but I thought it was kind of strange because he was explaining why he couldn't, but people don't want to hear it. So
people are wrong at the wrong Mahomes. I know you guys are angry at Brittany. Take it out on Brittany, not on Pat. Let me get that going, and so you guys can hear. Here it goes.
Hell yeah. You're hitting it good, man.
Yeah, they told me I can't anymore. This is I was signing too much stuff. This I was taking too long.
Matt, when did they start letting goats on golf courses?
I don't know. That's what they told me. They can't. Hurry up.
One that they start letting goats on golf courses. That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah,
But
the funny thing, like he answered right. I don't know, but I think he was trying to answer the question about not signing autographs. But that would have been funny. Like, hey, he responds to the goat thing.
he always gets not in trouble, but he always kind of sparks controversy at the golf course. Remember a couple of years ago, hey, Herbert's coming for you. I'll believe it when I see it. Like, remember he did
Yeah,
that?
that was also in Lake
Yeah.
Tahoe.
So it's always something with him.
But I don't know. Like, I kind of want to give the backstory. That's why I brought it up early here on Compas on the Beat. Like, because the video did well, and then there's other videos too of Mahomes saying I can't sign. Like, there was like I think it was like a dad saying, hey, like my kid wants to get an autograph, and he's like, I really can't. There's too many people, there's too many autographs. He's like, just make one kid's day, just one kid's day, and he couldn't do it. But and I just have a mixed feelings about it. Like, I saw too many dads say, hey, my son wants an autograph. I'm like, I'm sure his son doesn't even know who this guy is. You want the autograph, you want to sell it. But I just wanted to start off the show by giving the backstory and saying, like, I thought Mahomes was just. I think, I know Dan won't like this, because I'm going to defend Mahomes, but I thought he felt so bad about not signing autographs. He stopped, I think it was hole 13, and he gathered kind of the crowd. He didn't go like this, but it's more like, hey, like, let me answer your question. Like, I can't. Like, they told me I was signing too much early on, and the line behind me, the people were like people were playing behind him, like Aaron Rodgers playing behind him. I think the second day it was Mahomes, Canelo, and Kelsey, and they were ahead of Rodgers, AJ Hawk, and Pat McAfee. Like, there was kind of the cool groups there, but he just couldn't do it because it was too many people. And you say yeah to one, you deny other people. And I thought, okay, cool, because I actually thought in my head, like, oh, that's kind of like a little douchey. He's saying no at first, like the few holes before, because you don't catch the full story.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but he doesn't, because I saw Josh Allen stopped a lot, but Josh Allen didn't have the massive crowd like Patrick Mahomes did. Steph Curry stopped there now, but he really couldn't because there's too many big crowds. But I just thought it was funny. People in the comments are fighting about, did he do the right thing or did he do the bad thing?
It's not his fault. I mean, if they're telling him, hey, speed it up, do this, do that, I mean, it's just on him. But I mean, isn't that what this golf tournament's about, though? Like, having fun, BSing, doing all that. Like, I know Steph Curry won it and everybody took it seriously at the end, but come on, like, AJ Hawk used to tackle people there. He used to spear them and everything. So I think people are taking it way too, like, I feel like they're taking it way too seriously when it comes to that. Like, let these guys sign. Don't be like that, because then you put the player in a bad position. And now, I mean, Patrick Mahomes already had his back against the wall. People hate him because of Brittany and Jackson, and now people are going to hate him because of your video. So good job, Gilbert. Now because of you, people hate Patrick Mahomes even more.
That wasn't my intention, but Dan, I think will appreciate that I did that. But Fernando, I just wanted to say that we've been busy this summer. We were at UFC 290. Lake Tahoe. You were at the camp with Austin Ekeler. So I saw your video too. So I want you to give you some shout out, because we're not just people stealing content on the internet. Like, we're actually out there reporting.
Yeah, no, and I mean, training camp's about to come up, so there's going to be a lot of stuff coming from the woodworks. I mean, interviews, stuff like that. You guys will see obviously more of what we got cooking up, but yeah, last Wednesday I had breakfast with Eric Williams, a good friend of the show, a compa, and I told him about Austin Ekeler's camp, and obviously Austin's been in the news a lot because of everything going on with the running back position. So first thing we get there's a lot of Charger fans. Like, I'm telling you, like, a lot of powdered blue. I was a little bit surprised, but then I'm like, well, I shouldn't be surprised. Like, people still care about the Chargers down here. It's just that a lot of people make you believe, like, the loud people are the ones that make you believe, oh, there's no more love for the Chargers down here, but there is. I mean, that's what I said on the What's Up Bulls to Dan and Dago. I'm like, when we're driving up to the games, you see people and, like, they're wearing Charger jerseys, they're wearing stuff, and you're like, oh, wow, okay. And they're coming from San Diego. Like, there's times where we see people crossing the border and they have Charger stuff and they're coming up. But that's neither here nor there. So obviously they told us that Austin Ekeler saying, hey, just stick it more to the camp. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. And then we obviously jumped out and asked him about what's going on with the running back position and everything. And this is kind of what he had to say. But let's see. Here we go. This is what Austin Ekeler had to say about what's going on with the running back position and everything.
Contract. The latest, it sounds like you guys are got a group text and have kind of gotten together. And
yeah, just talking about things, just seeing if there's a chance where hey, what can we do? If there's anything that we can do, we want our guys to get compensated for the value that they add to the team. And so we're just talking through things that, maybe could come to fruition to help us out.
What do you think is the end game in terms of making it fair, so you're getting fair value for what you
For us, it's keep making an impact. You can't deny that, hey, if we go out there and keep making plays, it's going to be seen. Hey, like, we deserve to be compensated. That's what it comes down to for us. So nothing really changes. We're going to go out and play as hard as we possibly can, and then hopefully we get compensated for that as well.
So obviously compensation's a huge part. It's funny when they say we, I'm like, well, aren't we like the Chargers? Like now there's like even positions like where they're like, oh, we. So definitely interesting to see that. But yeah, Austin, it's funny because Dan and Dago, Eric and I were kind of standing in the shade, and that's where they brought in Austin. And Austin goes, oh, wow, it's great to see 3 familiar faces. And Eric and I kind of look at each other. We're like, 3? He's like, and he fist bumps Dan and Dago. I'm like, oh,
Hey.
he remembers Dan from the Super Bowl when we talked to him. So Dan just fist bumps in him and everything. And you could tell, Gilbert, all the kids knew who Austin Ekeler was. They were excited. They brought the energy. Austin Ekeler, I'm sorry I didn't get video of this. He tried to gritty a little bit. It didn't work out the way it does for other athletes. So I think it was what's the guy's name from the Dolphins that tries to do it? Gesicki?
Mike Gesicki. Yeah.
Mike
Patriots.
Gesicki, like and he's on Patriots now. But it kind of was on those kinds of realms. But definitely it was interesting to finally kind of get out because I've been doing some Padre stuff. I've done some soccer stuff, but now it was cool to kind of get back more into the football aspect of it because obviously he is because obviously this was a camp I was able to go to, and it was good to kind of get back out there.
I feel like now that Austin Ekeler is kind of, I guess, leading the charge of the Zoom calls on the running backs.
Unintended or not intended, leading the charge.
I don't know, but there you go. That's funny too. But I saw his shirt, and his shirt said, "Be the best you." And I'm like, that's what all the running backs could do at this point. Just be the best version of yourself on the field, and maybe it'll work out.
Nick Chubb kind of killed their initiative in a sense, like a little bit, just because of
Hey, but Nick Chubb is a realist, though. Like he knows it's
he is.
Terrible situation for the running backs, and like he's keeping it real. But what can you do at this point? Because the CBA is already done. You got to go play football and get your paycheck. You worry about that some other time, but at least the wheels are in motion. So right now, be the best you. And Fernando, I was surprised you didn't get more color out there in the Austin Ekeler, camp there, because I feel like I'm a shade or darker than you are. But you got some brown there. I think we've been out in the sun a little more.
It's gonna start on Wednesday, I'm pretty sure.
I
already went to go buy sunscreen and everything because I ain't trying to. Man, sometimes I burn like a lobster, so I ain't trying to look like a lobster. So I'm trying to get a little bit of color. I mean, honestly, like if you see I'm low key. Like, look at that. Like, whoa, look at that. Like I'm like one of those turkeys that you set in the oven, and it's like brown on the outside. Then you look inside, you're like, holy crap, it's white in the inside, but yeah, so definitely, I'm the white meat. So, but yeah, Gilbert, it definitely, we're going to be getting a lot of sun. You're going to Arizona, Vegas. Like you're going to need some sunscreen. I hope you're not one of these Mexicans that just, it's fine. I'll just go out there with nothing on. You better wear some protection.
It's funny you say that. And if you want, play this sound for Certified Compas, because I'm going to segue off of that. And no sound, but we'll figure it. There you go. There you go. Vic, the producer, had new sound, and I wanted to set it up perfectly, and we messed it up more than Austin Ekeler did on the gritty there. But I just wanted to say that what you said about those Mexicans, they're just because you're brown, that you won't get browner. Is that a word? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I did it twice, man. Lake Tahoe, when I was out there in the golf course, no protection, no sunscreen. And this is what I came out, like you said, a cooked turkey, chicken, whatever it is. I don't know, I forgot what you said. And then I went to a night market. It's supposed to be a night market, but I went in the daytime, like around 4:00 on Saturday. It's not really a fair. I know we're going to talk about the fairs and stuff like that, but it was more like a night market. And I was there from like 4 to 7 or 8, whatever the heck it was. And I got another shade, and again, unprotected.
I got another shade. That is funny, but yeah, I'm definitely.
It's not even training camp for me yet.
No, and I'm telling you, like I'll turn red. Like that's how bad. Like it's funny. Jen Rojas, she's obviously awesome. She will not say hi. Like during training camp, she like during the rest of the regular season, she'll give me a hug and say hi to me. During training camp, she does not because she knows I have all this sunscreen and everything on me. So yeah, and as soon as I get to training camp, I always first thing I do is lather myself up and do that because it's gonna be a hot one. I can already see. But Sunday, I don't know if it rained for you guys on Sunday. It rained down here on Sunday.
Yeah,
so.
It was like weird weather, right? Like it was kind of like
it was like, hey, here you go. It was kind of muggy. I think,
but I liked it because it was not as hot. Like today is really hot.
You still need to wear sunscreen because even though, like, man, I had a teacher who went skiing one time. And this is why I always wear sunscreen. They went skiing at Big Bear. They said it was cloudy all 3 days. They didn't wear sunscreen. Dude comes back. He looked like a boil. Like he looked like he had these you could tell his goggles were like this. His whole freaking face, except for his eyes were all white, and the rest of his face was all like red, like red. Like he looked worse than a lobster. Like it was like if you would have thrown a dodgeball at his face, it would have matched his face. So yeah, it was bad. So, but yeah, let's start off with Certified Compas. Gilbert, why are local fairs popular this time of year, especially with this damn heat?
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's
like the San Diego Fair here. Everybody loves the San Diego Fair up there. The OC Fair. I think those are the two most popular fairs that Southern California.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Because I wasn't sure if it's fair season or not. And to answer the question, I really don't know why it's popular, man. Because summertime, everybody's free, but it's so freaking hot out there, so it's better to go at nighttime. That was my mistake to going in the daytime. But did you see that video? It's kind of random, but at the OC Fair, that's how I knew the OC Fair was going on right now. It was Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox went to the fair, and somebody tried punching MGK, and then the bodyguard got in the way, and then accidentally shoved Megan Fox into the rail. Like it was pretty bad.
So anyways, there's a video?
Yeah, there's a video, and that's how I found out the OC Fair is already started.
So like, what do you think? Okay, which video is worse, the Megan Fox one or the Britney Spears one?
Oh, definitely the Megan Fox one. The security guy just bull rushed into the guy, and she was like, "Oh," and then it's pretty bad. And then that's why I also knew how they were together too. So
I tried to look up Megan Fox on Twitter, and I got
yeah. So put in the fair, and everybody who thought they had a chance, but she was single for a little bit, it's over. She's still with them, but maybe she broke up with MGK because the bodyguard was terrible.
But they're still together. Oh dang!
Yeah,
he freaking nails her right against the guardrail. That is crazy. Oh, she does not look happy at all.
No, so maybe there'll be a breakup again, and for all you single people out there,
girl, daddy would take care of you. You come right here. Damn, that guy looks big. That guy looks like, you remember Otis from not Otis, the Nigerian giant in WWE, Omos. That's what that security guard looks like. He looks humongous.
But I don't know.
He looks like, what are those two basketball players? The Morris brothers. He looks like one of the Morris. He looks like the triplet.
I'll say this: next year when MGK wants to go back to the OC Fair, and Megan Fox and be like, "You're going without me."
Checked into the board. I thought I had read somewhere that she was single. Now I'm disappointed.
Yeah, sorry. Two breaking news for you: she got shoved pretty badly, and she's not single anymore.
I know you're not kidding.
And the OC Fair has started. I did not know that.
You know what's funny? I'm going to be honest with you. I've never been to a fair.
Really?
I don't like it. Too many people.
So how do you not like it if you've never been to a fair?
Because I already know right now, too many people. Okay. They do it during the heat season.
Yeah.
And those rides aren't safe.
No.
Are you kidding? Like, they don't have like engineers going through them and saying, "Oh, hey, how many videos don't you see of it snaps?" And I'm a hefty dude. I ain't trying to risk myself on one of those stupid little rides. The other way, I can sue Disney. I can sue Magic Mountain. Who am I going to sue here? Hell no. No, I'm not going to. No, you know what's funny? Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I just don't remember growing up going to any of the fairs. Like, it's too many people. Everything's overpriced. Like, I'm just not, I just don't like it. You know, it's funny though, but my mom and I, about 2-3 years ago, we went to a place where they sold fair food, and we tried some, and it was all weird. The only thing I liked was the deep fried Oreos. That was really good. The frog legs were okay. The corn dogs were everything else was kind of but I like the deep fried Oreos and the frog legs. Those two items are really good, but everything else to me is just too many people. Like, I don't know, I'm just not a fan of it, and there's always somebody that loses their kid, and it's just I'm just not a fan like of it at all.
I am with you, and I agree with everything you were saying. And then my only good point that I have is like there's a lot of good food there, but you're right,
Yeah.
it's overpriced, and the
Yeah.
lines are really long. But let me suggest something, because we're talking about fairs here. And I went to the OC Fair last year, and I've been to a few, Pomona Fair. There was one in Pasadena where I grew up every year on Cinco de Mayo.
And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of baddies out there, and I'd love to go,
Yeah.
but it's just too much for me.
Hey, you're as a single man, you could go out there, meet people in person. People don't do that nowadays. It's all
I still do.
the net. Okay, you meet people in person. That's good for you. But Fernando, let me recommend.
I use my cheesy pickup lines.
Can I hear one? Might as well. You want to share one?
Oh, you know what?
Okay. Yeah. There's. Yeah. But anyways,
I know God is a woman because he made you in his spitting image, and I say, God damn, I want some of that.
That sounds like one from Will Smith in Fresh Prince.
And that's one of Fernando Ramirez. The guy, the end of it might, but no. That's all Fernando Ramirez original.
Okay, good to know. A trademark there. But for now, let me suggest a counter for you. Check out a night market, but go at nighttime, because this is why I brought up the topic here. For a night market is more like you could buy like kind of like vintage clothes and stuff, like little mom and pop business.
Oh, that's up near you.
There's a bunch everywhere. Like, I don't, maybe San Diego, but in LA they're pretty popular. There's also one in Pasadena, the 626 night market. I think there's one in the Valley, 818 night market. But the one I went to was in downtown LA, and they're kind of like mom and pop businesses. They go there to get together, but a lot of food vendors get there, and they like the one I went to was a mix of Mexican food and Asian food. And
I've been wanting to try that Mexican mixed with Korean. I keep on hearing that.
The Kogi stuff is really good. Like, dude, like when I was walking around this night market, go at nighttime. That's the only thing I tell you.
Yeah.
Like I looked that way. They're selling like Jamaica and horchata.
I know what you're talking about. I've seen it on TikTok now. I've seen those on TikTok.
Yes.
I've been wanting to go to one of those.
And everywhere you have to go to this one that I went to, I was very impressed. There are some that are overpriced and they're just TikTok overhyped, and the lines are just insane. And you don't want to go to those. The more low key ones, you're gonna enjoy, because I looked that way, they're making raspados. Looking that way, they're making boba. There's big fat burritos over there, or something with Kogi kind of style cream barbecue. And I'm like, I wanted everything, and I got too full. And maybe that's why I spent 4 to 5 hours out there, because there were just too many options. The food is
trying
really
to make me burn all my calories in one evening.
But at least we're walking around the whole time, and it was kind of cool. And that was such a better option to me than the fair.
I would be down for something like that. Like I told you, I've seen it on TikTok, and I'm like, oh my god! Like I know they have those massive burritos that they put a lot of stuff into and all that stuff. The appealing, I wish they had that stuff, and I would pay for this. But like, give me that Costco food sampling at those kinds of fairs. Like I would pay $4 or $5 to try a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Like I want to try everything. Like I'm like Ash Ketchum. I want to catch them all. I want to get all. I want to get all of that. So I want to try everything, and I'll try anything. Like I remember Dan and Dago and I for that Mexico City game when we went down to Mexico, Chiefs and Chargers. I remember my uncle ordered crickets, and Dan goes, crickets, and I'm like, hey, when in Rome, dude, we got to try it. I tried it. I didn't think it was bad. Like I thought it was interesting. So I'm down to try anything. I mean, that's why like I kind of do want to go to Asia, because I'll try their food. Like I see that they have like hot food coming out of vending machines. I see that they have all this interesting stuff. I'm like, hey, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to go. I'm down. So, but yeah, no, that's interesting. I'm down to go to something like that. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, check it out. And by the way, I recently tried a cricket myself. Caroline's father, I think he was trying to do it as a joke, but he bought like a whole bucket of them. He's like, here, try some. I was like, oh man, I can't say no. And actually, they weren't that bad. So either it was a trick. You
put a little hot sauce, a little bit of lemon in it. You roll it up in a tortilla. Not that bad, but yeah, Gilbert, definitely. I tried that. The fair, all those rides, all that stuff. I'm like, I'm good, but I definitely would be down to do something like what you said. But a guy that's not afraid, Gilbert. You know what? Before we go to Dan and Dago, don't forget to check out our videos. We broke down, did a combination of compas on the NFL, beat, and rapid fire. We had a baby, and it was twins actually, the NFC and the AFC. So make sure you guys go check that out. We broke it down, questions that each team needs to answer for the for training camp and basically the upcoming season. So basically go check those two out, 2 videos, AFC, NFC. And now we go to a man that needs no introduction. We go to Dan and Dago.
You're back to me, your boy Dan and Dago, and let me tell you something. Do not forget to check out our other programs that we have here on the Compas on the Beat network. We got not only the regular Compas on the Beat show, but we also got House of Horns. What? We got a little What's Up Bolts. What? We got Compas FC. What? And we got Compas, Combat Compas. Do not forget to check all the stuff from UFC 290. You are not going to want to miss it. These videos have been wild. UFC 290 was epic. So do not forget to go out there and check it out. But anyway, let's get back to the program.
Thank you for that, Dan and Dago. Gilbert, it is time for Rapid Fire. Look at that. Awesome. Gilbert, something or nothing. Ben Volin of the Boston Globe and Tom Curran of NBC Sports Boston both said Robert Kraft is losing his patience. Could this be Bill Belichick's last season with the Patriots if he has yet another losing season?
I could see it, but I don't know how I feel about firing the guy. Like, it would be nice to have Bill Belichick go out on his own terms, like retire. He's older, and he's done so much for that franchise, all the Super Bowls. But to fire him seems a little extreme, but I understand it because at some point you got to close a chapter on this era of Belichick and
mutually
part ways. Because once Tom Brady left, like, you're starting like a new page, and you kind of still trying to hold on with Belichick there, and it was pretty bad last year with the coaching hires. But hey, maybe Bill O'Brien was the right hire. He fixes Mac Jones, and they're back on track because that defense is going to be pretty good. And whose baby that? Speaking about babies, you mentioned baby earlier. That Bill Belichick's defense is his baby, so he can still coach on that side at least.
100%.
But if the offense is still boring, it's clunky, and it's a problem, and Robert Kraft might get frustrated and pull the plug.
And there's a name out there floating. The successor is on the staff right now. Gerard Mayo is supposedly the name that everybody keeps, or that Tom said on I can't remember if I think it was Dan. No, it was on Rich Eisen's show. He said it would be Gerard Mayo. I understand it. Robert Kraft is a guy that he's looking at his age. He's looking at everything. He's like, hey, I don't want to win another one before I head up. So I'm sure he's kind of saying, hey, does Bill still have that spark in him, or is he kind of checked out, or what's going on? And I understand where he's coming from, and obviously he's going to need to make some tough decisions. But yeah, I think it'd be a mutually part ways. But I definitely think that Bill needs to win this year. If not, that's going to be interesting. Gilbert, we are sort of a soccer show, and we've been talking about this. Players say they want regular grass. Well, now a $500 million man comes to the MLS and Lionel Messi, and he said he is not going to play on artificial surfaces. 6 of the teams in the MLS play on field turf. 4 of those stadiums shared with NFL teams, the Panthers, the Seahawks, the Patriots, and the Falcons. Will Lionel Messi's unwillingness to play on artificial surfaces expedite the NFL to have all their teams play on regular grass before FIFA does the World Cup in 2026? And remember, that's why they're saying that the SoFi Stadium may not be suitable for the World Cup final. And I think the Jets is another one that they're saying because they play on artificial turf. So what do you think? Do you think they listen because it is Lionel Messi? I mean, maybe sometimes it takes a big superstar like that to make change.
It'd be nice if Messi, makes change like that. Like, if he doesn't play, where's Messi? Where's that guy from Saudi Arabia? Where's Messi? Where's Messi? But I don't see happening because for the NFL, it's in a different sport. That is not their problem. They do not care. Soccer's not going to make a difference. And then for the World Cup thing, it's like, okay, in LA, that's your issue. It's not really the collective owner's issue. So maybe it will kind of get more talk going, but I just don't see a lot of kind of steam building up to make changes for all 32 teams to do it. Maybe in a few years, but I don't think Messi would do it.
Well, I don't think it's all 32 stadiums though. I think
a good chunk, yeah.
Yeah, a good chunk. I'll be the opposite. I'll say that this does bring change because I think the AC. There has to be something going. Remember last year, Cooper Kupp, J.C. Jackson. There was numerous. Even DK Metcalf got hurt at one point. It wasn't as serious, and he wasn't going to the bathroom. People, he did get carted off, and he didn't come back in that game. So there is a point where the players are saying, "Hey," and we've seen it when the players kind of get together and they say something. The NFL owners do listen. So I think this is a stance that NFL players should take if they really, for their long-term health, feel like this is something that they need. I think Lionel Messi is going to kind of start something like that because, like I said, I'm not like the NFL the World Cup is serious because obviously there's going to be a lot more teams, a lot more games, a lot more stadiums are going to be able to feel the World Cup coming to the United States and everything. So I think everybody benefits, and I think by the time the World Cup happens, I think more teams will have regular grass than not. And hey, you're just creating more jobs out there. Isn't that what NFL teams want to do? Create more jobs, help more people. There you go. Easy as that. Look at that. I should.
Everything you're saying, running backs are like, yeah, right, Fernando.
Hey, Lionel Messi over the running backs. That's exactly what the math is right here. So, no, I'm just saying. But Gilbert, the NFL made the sale of the Washington Commanders to the Josh Harris-led group this week. They made it final. Magic Johnson, who is, by the way, Dan Snyder. Hey, you're losing your team. By the way, you have to pay a $60 million for everything that you did. That's a hell of a thing. Magic Johnson, who is one of the new minority owners, said that the team will consider a name change after the season. Is it a good idea for the Washington football team to change the Washington football team to change their name for the fourth time in 5 years? Magic Johnson, Jesus, this guy always like. Sometimes his tweets are just ridiculous. Like the Lakers need to step up. Well, yeah, no crap, dude. Like, what the hell's the matter? Like, he just tweet like he's Captain Obvious, basically. But my bad. I need to go first on this one just because I have my train of thought. If you do, and you don't want to lose this fanship, this fan base, you need to go back to the original. No, I'm just kidding. No, what you need to do is take back all the Commander stuff. Because I'm sure they're going to change the colors too. They'll probably do something like that too. You need to take back all that stuff and trade it in. Trade in a Commander's jersey for a new jersey. Like if you got a Commander's Dotson jersey, you get the Unicorns of Washington. You get a jersey of the Dotson. Like even trade, and obviously the jersey still has to be in decent condition, the one that you're giving back. But I think they need to do something like that. If not, the team is going to be like, hey, what the hell? We spent our names when it was for the first thing. We spent the name when it was the Washington football team. We spent the name with the Commanders. Now with the damn Unicorns, we have to spend money too. Like, I'd be pissed. So do an exchange. Do something to kind of save face. But this is wild to me that they're going to change the name. Like, they're considering it.
Yeah, it's not ideal to do it again, but I feel like you have to because anything that Dan Snyder did or decided, like, just get rid of it, move on, start fresh, because that guy was a disaster for the last 20-plus years. Then the weird part, though, is, like, a lot of that fan base, they're kind of like the Cowboys, but the Cowboys don't have a lot of issues like the whatever Washington team.
They have different issues.
They have different issues, but, like, they want to hold on to that rich history that's been so long ago. So I don't see the colors changing. And that's the thing that you're kind of like in a hard place. Like you want to keep a lot of things the same, but you can't get back that name because it's very controversial. So what do you do? But I think they're going to change the name. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do because nobody likes the Commanders. I actually was hooked on the Washington football team. I was used to it. Whatever. Let's move on. Just keep the city. Call it a day. But Commanders was terrible. They chose it. Whatever. But I think they should definitely reconsider and not reconsider, but definitely go with the decision that Matt Johnson said. Captain, obviously, he told them, and then start fresh.
You want a great idea? Washington, if you're going to do this, do an essay or do a contest for all the
like
kids.
The
no, hold on. Do a contest for all the elementary schools, all the middle schools, and all the area, and hand out a scholarship of $4,000, whatever, to the winner. Whoever comes up with the next team name, whoever gets it, come up with a scholarship and let them invest in their future. You give them that scholarship, and when they go off to college, they can use that scholarship. That, in my opinion, would be the best way. If you're going to do it, something, like Bane says, we're going to give it back to you, the people. Let the people decide. Let the kids decide. And then, obviously, Harris and all these guys have a crap ton of money. Why don't you make scholarships for these kids and give back to the community? That's just my opinion.
There you go.
I'm all about giving back. Gilbert, Milwaukee outfielder Sal Frelick had one of the best debuts in baseball history on Saturday versus the Braves. He not only had 3 hits and the game-winning RBI, but he also robbed 2 home runs on defense. What has been the best debut for an NFL player you've seen? And you cheated on this one, but go ahead.
Well, first of all, it's a second week or third week in a row where Victor adds a baseball player on the rundown that I've never heard of. And that tells you how, I guess, out of touch I am with baseball. I've never heard of this dude. But hopefully he's a good career.
A rookie.
Yeah, so I guess he had a pretty good debut. We'll figure it out. I'll go back and watch the highlights. But in NFL terms, I couldn't figure it out because the Justin Herbert one we've touched on a lot because I was there. It was pretty cool. He came out of nowhere, plays Tyrod Taylor with the broken ribs. But I won't say I won. And I couldn't decide either. So there was 2 quarterbacks that really stood out to me back to back. 2011, Cam Newton threw like 400 yards, and then RG3 in 2012 topped it. I just remember RG3 just throwing the game-winning touchdown and going like this from the ground. So those 2 quarterbacks, like at the time, quarterbacks being that good as rookies was kind of rare, and Cam Newton to do it and RG3 to do it back to back was pretty cool.
Cam was against Arizona, right? That was his first game. No,
I forgot the teams they were
Miami.
playing, but.
Miami. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember Cam Newton had like 850 yards his first 2 games, like combined. I remember the RG3 one in New Orleans, I think.
That one.
I'm gonna go with LaDainian Tomlinson. I remember this from when I was a kid. 36 carries. These running backs wouldn't do that. 113 yards and 2 touchdowns, Gilbert. A lot of people thought that LT was a bust. He was a smaller kind of back coming out of TCU. They had just traded with the Atlanta Falcons, so Atlanta could select Michael Vick, and obviously the Chargers went back and they selected LaDainian Tomlinson, and LT went on to be the best running back in Chargers history and definitely one of the greatest running backs of all time. I'm sure he's top 6, top 7, depending on who you are, but LT was just something else for this Chargers franchise, and that debut, 36 carries. I'm not even counting his catches. I'm sure he had more catches, but LT used to touch the ball at least 40 times a game, and the dude just never slowed down. So definitely that's one that I definitely remember for sure. Gilbert, Chiefs defensive tackle Chris Jones did not report a training camp, but will be fined $50,000 per day. Should Jones be in the $22 to $23 million range with other DTs who have signed their extensions recently, like Quentin Williams, Jeffrey Simmons, Deron Payne, Dexter Lawrence? Or should he be closer to $31 million and making that Aaron Donald money? And should he take a team-friendly deal, kind of like Mahomes and Kelsey? But that's a 2-parter. But should he get that 22, 23, or should he get that Aaron Donald 31? He's seeking, according to our compa Nate Taylor, he is seeking $30 million, which is just a little bit under Aaron Donald.
Well, it's kind of a tricky question because like he's an older player now. I think he was drafted 2015, 2016. So it's not young for him, but he played like Aaron Donald last year. Like I know it was one really good year. Like he's always been really good, but he was like superstar level. Like what he did last year was better than Aaron Donald because I know Aaron Donald was hurt, so it was easy to top. But he was on that level of like all the double teams, whatever it is. He was just making an impact. And I think he's closer to that $30 million range. I don't want to say like I don't want to say like he's right there, but he has to make more than Quentin Williams. I feel like I know Quentin Williams is younger, but Quentin Williams did it for 1 year. Like this guy took forever to develop, and Chris Jones has been doing it every single year. But that's the tricky part. Do you want to pay an older guy, and it gets a little risky? But in terms of defensive tackles, it goes Aaron Donald and Chris Jones is right here, not that far, but it's still a little gap, and the rest are like right here. I feel like.
His age is the one thing that kind of has me question everything. He had 15 and a half sacks in 2018. He had 15 and a half sacks last year. That means in 2 seasons, he had 31 sacks. Like that is crazy.
Defensive tackle. That's not
defensive tackle. His age has me questioning something, but I mean, if you're going to do the contract, maybe you do maybe it's a 2-year contract. You get out of it. Maybe it's a 5-year contract. But after 2 years, you can get out of it. Kind of a Tom Telesco special. Yeah. Kind of like a Tom Telesco special kind of contract like that. But yeah, I mean, I think he deserves it, dude. I think the dude is legit. I don't think there's a better defensive tackle out there, not named Aaron Donald. I don't think he's in the Quentin Williams or all that. He's not in that. No, those guys are are above. They're average and above average, I guess. And these guys are just exceptional, generational talent kind of thing. I think he kind of does deserve to be there, especially with all the work that he's put in and all the, like you said, all the double teams he's taken. Gilbert, last one. The Tennessee Titans will be wearing throwbacks from the Houston Oilers. Should teams be allowed to use throwback jerseys if they're no longer in that city?
Yeah, this is going to be part of my Bear of the Week, so I'm glad you guys do it in here, so I don't have to waste my time over there. But I don't like it. Like, you left Houston and you went to Tennessee and you're trying to take the history with you. I don't think that I know it's not in the rules. You're not allowed to do that, whatever. Because I think I saw like the Browns bought back the rights of the Ravens when they left, and that's their history. Even that feels funky. I don't know. I feel like when you're in a new city, just that's your city history. Don't try to bring it back. Even with the Chargers in San Diego, I feel weird about that. So I don't know. When you're going with the uniforms and the Oilers and you just left that city, don't do it. And I know that the Tennessee Oilers were a thing for a couple of years, right? But nobody cares about that. And I don't know what they're doing here. Don't do it. Give it back to Houston Texans and call it a day. I don't want to see it. It's a bad look.
I'd love for the Baltimore Ravens one day to like troll and just wear Cleveland Browns jerseys and stuff and just stuff like that. Just be ultimate trolls. I really don't care. I mean, it's a part of their history. I think sometimes you kind of do yourself a disservice when you kind of look back at your city or the city that you used to be at, and you're kind of like, we don't need them. Like, no, sometimes you have a lot of sometimes you're kind of dissing the fans that you have there. I feel like they're still in Cleveland. There's probably fans that are Ravens or like they used to be Browns fans.
No way. No way.
I bet you I could find one.
No way. Like this guy, one committed guy, like that's my franchise. And I don't care. They're called
exactly. There has to be one Canandaigua there. There has to be. But
the Chargers have the same name, and that kind of feels like still very similar.
That's true. Yeah, no, these other. Yeah, you're right. Okay, if they were the Tennessee Oilers, then all right, like continue it. But you're not. So yeah, okay. That I see your point there. Definitely. So I definitely see your point. But all right, Gilbert, it is time now to bring on the fellas and see how their weekend went. Vic, how are you doing?
What's going on, guys?
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It was good listening to you guys right there with the jersey. I always think about that because of the Lakers do that as well with Minneapolis. And
I really like those jerseys, by the way. Those jerseys are nice.
Yeah, and I always think of the Minnesota Wolves don't say anything about it, so I guess it's cool. I know that there's always that whole thing. Like I know I'm wearing the Lakers hat, but I know the Celtics always kind of complain about 5 of those championships belong in Minnesota. So I mean, it's
okay. And the Celtics haven't won a damn championship. They've only won one since Larry Bird was there. So
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
You're making me look bad, Victor, with that great point because I don't have a problem when the Lakers wear the Minneapolis baby blue.
Yeah. So because I was wearing the hat, I was like,
oh, my bad. I jumped in on a classroom Zoom. Let me hop out real quick. Sorry, Professor. My bad up there. I'll see you guys later, dude.
Are you making fun of the couch? Is that
I'm making fun of your whole setup. You look like a professor. I could have been a little bit smoother. You look like I was privileged. Not for what you might think, but I was privileged because I graduated in 2019 before COVID. So watching you this whole time in the blue room, that's exactly what I think the freaking Zoom class.
It was a pain in the ass. I had to do my master's, the second half of my master's in Zoom, and I used to fall asleep.
Is
exactly with Professor Gilberto over here.
Too. It's the glasses, I think, is where you're.
No. You're just on your sofa chilling, not giving a shit or not giving a crap because you're on tenure over here. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about whatever.
Hey, I have to get ready for Dan and Dago every Monday, and you're a lot sometimes. So I gotta chill,
Gotta chill. Oh yeah, big Mr. Chill. Look how he said chill, and his back is so straight when he leans back like that.
You know what it is, though, right? You know what it is, though, right? I called it a casting couch.
I was about
Yeah,
to. Oh,
that had me. That had me. That had
hey,
me.
bro. I heard a plumber was coming up there, and there was some stuff going on. There was a random manager
Okay.
in there too. I
Okay,
mean,
now
knocking on the
that you say it
door.
like that, because you did text me, you won't say what you said in the text, but I'm like, that's funny, but not that funny. Now when you say it like that, okay, I did make it sound weird. Okay,
How did you pay Gilberto?
I don't know, but supposedly there's gonna be some loud noises, and so so I had
Hey,
to
what
move
time's
my.
the pizza delivery boy there?
So, anyway, so I had to move my setup. I'm doing you guys a favor to avoid the drilling. And yeah, so
Oh, there's a handyman too for how you listen to this.
there was a problem with the pipes. Okay, I should just stop. Okay.
All
So,
the pipes, pipes.
So obviously, we usually ask Dan and Dago and Vic to what's going on and everything, but we're gonna change it up today. We gotta talk a little, and this goes against everything I believe in. We're gonna talk a little Lionel Messi. He made a lot of noise over the weekend. On Friday, it was his debut. Everybody, LeBron was there, Chris Paul was there. Kim Kardashian was there.
I don't even know any of these
Serena
people.
Williams was there.
Serena Williams was there too. And it's funny because right before he hit that free kick, you see all of these fools like with their phones out, like trying to record it, and you see David Beckham just sitting there kind of just watching it. I'm like, dude, I'd rather do that. I'd rather just watch it than watch it behind my phone. So definitely interesting. But
Those
Gilbert,
idiots want to go viral for Al.
Gilbert, I know you want to talk about this, so go ahead. What did you make of the Lionel Messi debut?
Well, the first thing I thought about, because I know at least 3 out of the 4 here. I don't know how you feel, Victor, about Leo Messi, but I don't give a hoot about soccer.
Right.
And Dan and Fernando are the biggest Leo Messi haters. So
Really?
Facts.
Okay. Well, I hate the echo, by the way. So if you're hearing the echo, sorry about that.
I don't hear it. Just keep going.
Okay, it's just me. Okay, but I saw it just flooded on my timeline. Everybody talking about the Messi. I don't even know about soccer. Free kick. There you go. To me, it's just a goal, whatever. And then everybody all of a sudden is a soccer expert. And everybody, I'm like,
Oh
who
my
cares?
God.
And I felt like Stanley in the office, like doing either the eye roll or the sleeping one. So
that was a glorious.
But I wanted to send you guys a message, like, because I feel like at least 3 out of 4 here we don't care. Victor, I want to hear your thoughts, but I really did not care. And it's kind of like the World Cup in the USA where people care for a second and then they move on to something else. I do not care.
Yeah.
Vic, go ahead.
No, for me it was kind of weird just because it blew up. Like I was like, what the hell just happened? I didn't even know who they were playing. I found out it was yeah, and then like I think the biggest meme I saw was the one with what's his name from Mexico. I'm trying to think of Derbez because he's El Peluche. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show. So they pulled the video of him when he did that show in Mexico because he's a big Cruz Azul fan, and his heart just gets broken after Messi gets the goal. And I thought that was the funniest thing out of everything. I really didn't really care about the whole Messi thing. I thought it was pretty cool. Like, hey, like I think my biggest takeaway from this though is how much they're charging for tickets. I think they priced out now, like. Just to be able
$400.
to Messi is going to cost around $500, and I just don't think it's worth it. I get why he's so popular, and I get the players that they're getting here, and I understand that the MLS is trying really hard to make those popular, but at the same time, I think my biggest thing is why are you pricing out? Like part of the reason you've been able to build this, you can have 30 franchises now and make smaller, stadium is so you can have. You wanted to make it to where from your family of 4 can go and you won't be able to now because of what you're doing with Netflix. And I think that's kind of unfortunate. So that was my biggest takeaway.
Hey Vic, I don't know if it was just me, but it kind of sounded like you were a little bit underwater there.
Yeah, I didn't hear him either.
That sounded pretty bad. I thought it was me again.
Letting you know. But I'm gonna go with my. I understand. Like everybody was excited. And they're like, "Oh, that's what the GOAT does." But I'm like, dude, do you guys understand? He's playing Cruz Azul. Like you guys know the team is trash, and they were tied with them. Like Messi didn't even run circles around these guys. These guys were literally like they put him like they were locking his ass up for most of the time. I was more impressed with Sergio Busquets, if anything, but Messi to me didn't do anything. He hit the free kick. Yeah, that's awesome. But the goalie just kind of stood there and watched it. And I feel like sometimes players kind of get in awe of the opposing player. And he was just kind of like, oh my God, the ball went in. Wow, that's just an incredible shot. If that was in La Liga, EPL, whatever, a goalie dives for that, and they probably a goalkeeper stops that. So I just thought it was ridiculous. I thought everybody was kind of embellishing too much. The dude's making a hefty amount of money, but I didn't think he was that impressive. To me, he looked out of shape. I don't think he's taking this seriously at all. But I mean, what do I know? I'm just saying. I just thought that it was just complete like horse manure. I was not buying any of the hype. I was just kind of like, okay, now we have to listen to this for a long time. And I saw these people, oh my God, the United States has the greatest of all time. I'm like, get out. I was just amazed by the responses on Twitter. But Dan, I'll let you finish this up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, in my mind, we were talking about it right as soon as he came on. Frau, he looked at his shape, and you could tell he was not having the debut that they thought, and they were trying to force feed him to score on his debut. You look at the replay, which I thought they were stupid because they showed the replay. They don't touch him. Yeah, and to say, oh, soccer soft and this and that. It's like, dude, come on. Like, they're not that soft to where they just, not even touching him, and he throws himself, and we're just going to, especially right in front of the referee. Like, what are we even doing? Like, it's a joke. Like Frau said, he looked at his shape. He looked exactly, Frau, and you can correct me, the way he looks in the round of 16 in the Champions League, locked up, deer in the headlights, has no idea what's going on.
He looked like he has at Paris. Like, he just took all those years off. Yeah. So
what do you do in the French league? The French league are way better than no offense to anybody, but the scrubs you'll find in La Liga MX. Like, it's not no one can name the keeper unless you're a Cruz Azul fan. Like, I think that tells you the level of competition. And I'll leave it with this. Yes, I'm a Messi hater. And look at 35, Cristiano Ronaldo was still banging hat tricks at Juve against Atletico Madrid to move him forward and stuff like that, playing at a way higher level. At 37, he comes in, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Frau, half the year to Manchester United and ends up being their top scorer.
Yeah.
Ends up being their top scorer in the EPL on half a year for that team, for Manchester United. So to me, it's a joke. The fact that they try, I'm not even going to get into the World Cup. The kids at the high school all think I'm crazy, but whatever, it is what it is. Cristiano Ronaldo's the go to me. Like, this guy's just a cheap imitation. I don't think he's as dangerous. I don't think he's as inventive. Cristiano Ronaldo can score from anywhere, in the air, on the ground, free kicks. It's a joke.
Gilbert, real quick, I know you wanted a Stanley Hudson thing. I got something for you, Gilbert. Look at this.
It might be easy if you take a deep breath, lift from the knees, and shove it up your butt. I act like I'm telling someone how to do something. I go on with a long description, and then I say, and shove it up your butt.
I love how
Gilbert, by the way, real fast, I have to show you this. So obviously there's a player out there named Kylian Mbappe. He had a great World Cup. I don't know if you saw this, Gilbert, but a Saudi team right now, PSG has put him on for sale. A Saudi Arabian team, club Al Hilal, is offering him $1.1 billion $1.1 billion in general to bring him over. They would pay PSG $332 million for him, and they would pay him a salary of $776 million. Gilbert, LeBron in his NBA career has made $560 million. Mbappe would make probably about 1 1/4 of that in one season. And besides, if it would only be a 1-year contract and then let him go to Real Madrid for free next offseason, but supposedly he doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. But look, like it's just ridiculous amounts of money. And it's funny because it even sparked Giannis Antetokounmpo tweeted this out. Let me bring it up real quick. Giannis, but a lot of NBA players and NFL players were coming out and tweeting about it. They're like, damn, I want to go play in Saudi Arabia. Giannis put Al Hilal, you can take me. I kind of look like Kylian. he wanted to go over there for the money, which Kylian Mbappe retweeted and he put laughing emojis. But there's a lot of money in the Saudi Arabia. We know that you guys are looking to spend a lot of money. Spend a lot of money on this podcast. We'll accept you guys.
Hey,
We want the money.
I've been complaining about the heat here in the summer, and I know Saudi Arabia is totally different, but for that type of money, I will not complain.
No, we would do it remote. We'll do it from here.
Oh yeah?
Remote.
If somebody gave you that money, $700 million to go live out there, you wouldn't do it, Fernando, for the heat?
Oh no, hell yeah, I would.
I'd
I'd spend $1 million of those buying a kick-ass air conditioning system so I could chill out. But none of the players even live there. The players kind of live in the outskirts, in this party town that I heard of.
Well, yeah. I'm sure Ronaldo is there all the time, but I guess a
Shout
serious
out.
question.
He is a committed man.
Oh, okay, whatever. But first of all, that Stanley Hudson video reminds me if anybody ever asks me how to sign up for MLS Pass on Apple TV, I'm gonna pretend like I know and then say shove it up your ass. Because I do not know. I have Apple TV and I still don't know how to find this stupid game.
No. You have to pay more for the pass. I'm not paying for that pass. Yeah, I'll just copy Little Daniels.
Exactly.
And second of all, if Mbappe, I'm sure if he had it was his decision entirely, he would take the money. But does PSG? See, look at me. I know the team names.
No, PSG wants to accept it. Mbappe does not.
Oh, so it's the other way around. Okay.
Mbappe wants to stay in. Mbappe's only 23, 24 years old. He wants to stay in Europe. Saudi Arabia has to go retire.
That's why they're offering him that much money.
Yeah. They're offering him to entice him. But I don't know if it's in like installments or if it's like right off of the bang you get the 700 million. But to me, it's installments. Like it has to be installments.
Yeah, he would probably get it. Could you imagine that would literally be pallets of cash unless it's a transfer, dude?
Yeah, that's wild. But let's move on now because it is time to bury something.
Look at that. Now he's got eyes for us over here.
I do it all, Dan.
Time.
I get down.
Very
versatile, apparently. You got a lot of you got the whole filming crew over there at your apartment.
It's for burial of the week. Vic, I'm actually interested in this because I texted you about when you mentioned what you were gonna do. I was like, yeah, this is a topic that I hear a lot of wrestlers complaining about, especially because people literally will document flights and they will see what time these guys get in. They'll be at the airport at 5 a.m, everything. But go ahead and go with yours.
Yeah, I kind of started thinking about this just because of the video that blew up that Gilbert was talking about earlier on the show. And, you kind of see it as you go around, whatever sport it is, you see it and you'll see, like, as you guys talked about, you'll see the dad asking for the son, like, hey, my son wants your autograph. He's a big fan. And the kid's not even looking at the guy. And you're just like, why are you doing that? Like, it looks and it sounds really bad. I'm sure when we go, when you guys go to training camp, you guys see it a lot as well. The other thing that kind of bugs me too is whenever you go to a baseball game and you see somebody stealing a ball from a kid, either a foul ball or a home run, I'm just like, you're an adult. Like, what are you doing?
Gilberto would do it.
Yeah. And so, like, a couple of weeks ago, we went to a Dodger game on 4th of July, and that was pretty cool because I've never caught a foul ball. But we took my sister-in-law to the game, and she caught a foul ball, and I thought that was really cool. Like, I had never seen that before. One of the family members to do it, so it's getting really bad as you talked about. And I've also seen some of those videos, especially I guess this weekend WWE was in Mexico, and it got really bad. There were some bad instances. So for me, I'm just like, come on, guys. Like, can we stop with the if you're an adult, there's got to be like a rule. Like, you shouldn't be it's kind of like that rule too, going back to baseball, is like, how old do you need to be to take a glove to a baseball game? Like, you need to cut it off after that kind of thing too. So
graduate high school, you're done.
Yeah, that's my burial.
Here's swag level of 100. At 100.
Oh, I remember this one.
as he learns to recognize that.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
It's the one where the kid catches the foul ball, or they give him the foul ball, and he gives it to the beautiful girl behind him. This kid's like 12, like
Shout
12,
out.
13 years old, and he gives it. But look, he gives her a different ball though. He actually has a foul ball there in his glove, and he gives her a different ball. So
Ate
the
it up.
kid- Hey, when your swag level is that high, you're like, you
High
know,
IQ.
yeah, exactly.
Hey,
So
real quick, not to make it about myself because I always make it
Do
about
it. Do it
myself.
about
There we
yourself.
go.
you stole it
Dan,
from a kid, didn't you?
No, I was gonna say
Psych!
fair or foul because I have a stance here. I'm not gonna steal a ball from a kid. I won't get in the way. I won't even have a glove. I won't do that. But if it comes directly to me and I catch it, don't come over with your kids and their puppy eyes. Hey, can I have the ball? Get out of here. It's
Obviously,
my ball.
yeah,
Yeah,
obviously.
no, I'm
just
not
saying.
talking
Okay,
about
cool.
that.
Yeah.
I'm
But I'm
talking
just
about
saying.
taking
They
the
do
ball
that.
away from a kid.
Like a
which-
kid looks back at you like, I want it. Well, you didn't catch it. Can you
Yeah.
give me?
Yeah, for real.
So,
You give him a nice
okay.
little Heisman stiff arm. Get the hell out of
Get
here,
outta
dude.
You guys are all
okay.
thinking like cavemen. I would turn around and be like, "Ooh, that mother looks really cute." I'd hand it to her kid and be
Oh,
like, "Here
okay.
you go, son."
You're a degenerate. What if she's married, you animal?
She's at the game by herself.
The
There's
husband
a
walks
reason why she's
down.
at the game by
Good
herself.
God.
Dan, I can't wait for this one.
Oh my God. AMC theaters. I was really pissed. So on Sunday, I went to go watch Oppenheimer. Shout out.
Which one?
And I went to go watch the film, right? Excellent film about nuclear power, nuclear bombs, this, that. I didn't know in the film, the AMC apparently thought they wanted to give us a full like experience and cut off the damn AC in the theater. I was burning up in there. It felt like I was feeling the heat rays from the gosh dang radiation, everything else. I don't understand. I don't know if it's just me, honestly, but I would love for like you guys and everybody else. Like growing up, we used to go to the theaters for the AC. Like I remember growing up distinctly, just watching whatever stupid cartoon was on or whatever. It could be a movie you don't even care about, but you just go for the AC because it was so hot.
Remember when we went to go watch Jackass?
Yeah, Jack. I remember.
We told my dad, we're like, "Oh, we want to go watch this movie." He's like, "What is it?" I'm like, "Oh, it's Jackass." He's like, "Jackass?" Oh, okay. He didn't know what it like. He's like, "Oh, okay, for sure."
He fell asleep before the movie even came on.
You
So it
wake
was so
up, two
cold and
horses
nice.
are like mounted on top of each other doing nasty crap. He's like, "What did you guys bring me to?"
He woke up halfway through and he was pissed.
We should make that a question. Like, what's been the worst experience at a theater? Like, where you took somebody and you were like, "Oh no, what did I do?" But
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, "What's the worst thing a Mexican has misinterpreted?" I was gonna be like, "Oh, my aunt. She told my dad my cousin was going to Yale. So he thought she was going to jail, and it was actually Yale."
Yeah, but anyway, going back to this, I just don't understand.
Who would have
why
been
the-
angry? Who would have turned into a Karen at that movie theater?
Oh, you would have. That's usually your job
I'd
for
have
that
been.
one.
I
Yeah.
went.
I was
I've
drenched in
done it
sweat.
before.
By the end of it, I
I
was drenched in
go and
sweat.
I'm like, "Lady, I know it's not your issue that I'm a heavy set person, but you better fix that AC or move me to a different theater because I am hot."
It was
And
like
I
watching
showed her
a
the
film in a
sweat.
sauna.
Yeah,
It was
no.
ridiculous.
they wanted you to get the whole experience. Like, hey,
I can
this
tell. I can tell. I was pissed off about it. I'm like, dude, you want to give me the full experience? Bring me Florence Pugh or somebody that from this film. Like, come on, let's.
I heard that's worth going. and
Oh
watching.
yeah, I've heard.
Oh,
It's IMAX,
if you
man. IMAX. You got the real deal,
Dude,
man.
it's so, it's
70 millimeter.
little Daniel's thoughts about that whole thing was hilarious to hear.
He's an idiot, that boy.
All right.
Did you watch it with him? Or?
No,
Yeah,
Daniel
I
was
went with
watching
him. I went with a buddy named Rudy and my sister, and we all went to go. Dude, I had so many
While
snacks.
Fernando was at home slaving.
Oh, you know what? And the other problem was again, first world problem. So everybody who hears this and thinks it's stupid or whatever, I understand it's a first world problem. But it's like the other thing was you know how in the soda machines you can get soda with no ice and it'll come out cold. All these were piss warm. So I was like warm on top of warm on top of warm. It was ridiculous, dude. It was a bad day. It was a bad day I came out drenched in sweat, dude. You would have thought I ran a marathon out here.
By the way, I was just gonna add one more thing to what Dan asked. For us, I don't know if it was the same for you, Gilbert, but if you wanted to do something for free and kind of go somewhere for AC, it was always the mall. Like the mall was.
Oh,
you
yeah.
would go for AC during the summer. That was always the go-to for us.
You would risk getting stabbed at Plaza Bonita to go to go get that AC inside.
Witnessing a robbery or something. Yeah.
I used to work at the mall, so like I remember the AC. I would always kick the AC down, and it would be really nice in there. So yeah, it was always freezing when I used to work by myself at Hat Club, or when I used to work at Hat Club, because I needed it cold.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go next. We already discussed mine. These new soccer fans who tell me Christian Pulisic is good.
He was
tell
so
me that
hyped.
Lionel Messi is the
He was so hyped watching Christian Pulisic.
Christian Pulisic deserves to be in the MLS. He's not good. He's terrible. I had to educate Daniel last night while we were watching Real Madrid and AC Milan. I'm like, look at, there goes your boy. There's your Captain America eating dirt, eating grass. All these stupid fans with their USA jerseys and their AC Milan flags. Yeah, get out of here with that crap. So I'm just pissed at this new age of soccer people who think that they know. They don't know squat. But
Brown was not happy.
They need it. You know what they need to do, Fernando? They
Listen
need to go
Compas
check
FC.
out. Yes, exactly.
Exactly. Thank you. Exactly. Go check it out. But yeah, no,
Let the people know what you guys have coming up.
Yeah, no, we're going to talk about all the transfers, everything that Saudi Arabia is doing, and obviously all the games happening right now in the United States. It's been some good. Real Madrid came back and beat AC Milan. I thought it was a good little game. You got to see some interesting stuff. So, and then this Kylian Mbappe stuff, we're going to discuss it because Eddie doesn't believe that Kylian is headed to Real Madrid. He thinks he's heading elsewhere. I think Eddie is wrong yet again, but
he
we'll
thinks he's
see what
going to
happens.
his favorite team, Manchester City, for now. That's why he's hoping Pep gets rescued again.
But Gilbert, we saved the best for last because I agree with this one.
Well, first of all, you reminded me of those soccer fans or football fans that got triggered about my Mexico analysis for the Gold Cup, and yeah,
Yours was more of a spoof than any. I mean, if people really thought that you were giving a real analysis,
I'm like, have you seen Danny Dago's Messi analysis? You should be mad at him, not me. Like, he just called him crab meat imitation. Like that was really harsh.
Like, I don't know how they can't detect your satire in the whole thing or the irony. Like,
but the only one I felt bad about in the comments was like, "Oh, this guy's saying that whatever Santi Jimenez is not a real Mexican because he's Argentinian." And I'm like, I'm over here repping Mexico, but I was born in the United States, so I'm kind of like a hypocrite there. So I get that one, but the rest is like, okay, I'm joking around regardless of what I'm saying here. But hopefully they saw the video and okay, and on their feed came up Compas FC. They checked it out and they went there because you guys do a great job.
When Daniel puts videos like that up on the Compas FC TikTok, he also like JC is usually the one getting crap.
Yeah, he gets roasted.
Yeah, people get mad. So I mean, I think the soccer community is the most sensitive out of everybody. I think.
Look at their sport. People just rolling over on the ground.
The most beautiful sport. You're gonna be like, oh my god, I want to go to this World Cup game and that World Cup game. I want to go to all of them. You're gonna want to go watch Brazil play. You're gonna want to watch. But okay, what's your burial?
Let me know if I froze here. I feel like I froze or not.
No,
but if I'm good. Yeah, training camp overreactions really annoy me, and I just want to start. I might go off here in a tangent and just see what comes in my head. But the first thing, I hate all the rookie player X signed their rookie contract. He'll be at training camp. Well, yeah, no crap. There's no more holdouts. Not even for running backs. It's a hold in. Like rookies already have their money set. Like there's little small things in contracts that. They got to figure out, but they're going to figure it out. Like no rookie wants to miss their first training camp. And this is like the old era before the new CBA. So can we stop making breaking news sources? Bryce Young signed his contract. Stop it with that one. And the ones that I really hate is, everybody's wearing their shorts. Nobody's being tackled. They're playing, grab ass like Dan Dago says.
Exactly.
This guy's a stud. Everybody in camp, the fourth rounder guy from whatever, Texas UNM, whatever the heck it is. I don't know. Not the A&M, whatever. But I can't think of a name right now.
Texas A&M full.
No, but there's always like Corpus.
He's talking about like those Division 2.
Oh, you're talking
about
Tyree, like Jadeveon Clowney, those kinds of guys.
How dare you not mention your boys at South Dakota State? What a terrible.
I'm talking about like small school. Everybody's a good player, and for some reason, for some reason, the Chiefs right now, every wide receiver that has going to be the next star because Patrick Mahomes.
No, that
Yeah.
one. I think that one's gonna. I think he's gonna be. He just got in trouble for everything.
I don't know. I don't see it like Kadarius Toney. I'm like everybody's gonna be the number 1 wide receiver, and we all forgot that he gets hurt all the time with the New York Giants.
Well, then he's active on Twitter, so that doesn't help him too much. So
yeah, so he talks too much, but I just hate the overreactions. Like, let's relax, let's watch the games happen. I think for right, like especially the scheme guy, the guy who's like, or the guy who's keeping track of the completion percentage of the rookie quarterback. Oh, he went 10 for 13 and 7 on 7. Who gives a crap? Okay, so stop texting every play-by-play. It's just training camp. I think it's good for you to. I'm not naming names. It's good to see, like, I think it's good for, like, fan interaction. You get to hang out. And then I will say you get to see a full practice. That's all cool. But, like, they're not going to show you the full installment. They're going to show you.
That's what I said. That's what I was telling Dan on What's Up, Bolts. I'm like, people are, my bad. Everybody's going to come out and say, I understand what they're going to do, what Kellen Moore's going to do with this offense. You're not going to know until week 1 when they play the Miami Dolphins.
Not even week 1. It's like by week 4.
But I'm saying, like, that's when you get
as you go.
Right. Of what it is.
Like, the Rams only have like 7 or 6 open practices, and even to the media, like, it's only 8 or 9 because they know once we go away, that's when the real things come out. But regardless, everybody overreacts and they feel like, this guy or whatever it is. But just slow your roll. It's a process, and
know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
That's
all right.
It's
time for avocado roast. Actor John Boyega. Yeah, right. I said that right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Who played Finn in the Star Wars sequels? Was recently asked by the Hot Ones to rank the films. He went Force Awakens, The Rise of Skywalker, and The Last Jedi. He said I read the interview. He actually said he complained a lot to Mark Hamill about what's going on. That him and Mark Hamill were puzzled about everything they would do in The Last Jedi. I'm like, you guys aren't the only ones. What is your favorite film trilogy, and how would you rank them? I'm gonna go with Gilbert first.
I'll be quick here. I'm not a fan of all the franchise movies. I think after 2, it gets pretty terrible. Even 2 could be mostly hit or miss. It's hard for me to find a trilogy that I really like, but like
we found one that has 8 parts and you refuse.
Oh, that was the worst. We don't need 8 Harry Potters, whatever.
You're such a liar.
So I went with a comedy. Austin Powers. I think it's underrated, good comedy.
That's true.
The Spy Who Shagged Me was number 2, and then Gold member. I love Gold, and Fernando has a video.
Very good.
That's all you needed. And that was my trilogy right there. Austin Powers.
All right. So, okay, yeah, let's do it. Dan, go ahead. You get yours.
I think real quick, not to go on too long of a tangent, I picked The Conjuring. I very much enjoy horror movies, and I thought for a while horror movies were just about jump scares and gore. And here we go. Not the red light district. You get that at Compas FC with Sir Edward. Stop it. But anyway, and I thought The Conjuring was finally like something that brought back, that type of storytelling element to the I don't even want to say the word
go ahead. I'm not doing anything.
The scary movies. And the best part, I think, of the Conjuring series that they've done well is that they're all real stories. They're real case files. Whatever you think about Ed and Lorraine Warren is your business. It's none of mine. I don't care. They're entertaining films. So I think that element of kind of reality and everything else, and the fact that it was done well. So we've seen horror movies before where they get all this hype and everything else, and then it comes out to be trash. So just real quick, the rankings, I would go Conjuring 2 first. I thought that one was the best one. I remember watching that in the theater where the damn AC actually worked. And I remember, sweating bullets just because of how nerve-wracking that film was. I'd go Conjuring 1 as the second one because that one was actually really good too. Because I thought, like I just said, it brought back more of the storytelling. And the thing is like for these type of films, you don't need jump scares to feel fear. Like there's a lot of different elements you can bring in for tension, suspense, and all that other stuff. And Conjuring 3, I would put as number 3, obviously, just because like that one was you kind of went into the movie expecting one thing and you got a completely okey doke. You fell for it. So it was a little bit different. just a little bit different. Still very good, but yeah. So I'll go with that one at number 3.
I'm surprised you didn't go with The Godfather. I thought you were gonna go with The Godfather.
I know he did The Godfather. He did The Godfather last week, so I was like,
I got whacked for that one. But I'd go Godfather 1. I'd go in order. Godfather 1, 2, 3, like that.
Okay.
No, go ahead, Vic.
I'm just gonna I don't know what it is, but it used to be what Fernando's gonna talk about, but it's changed for me. Like I think for me now, as I've gotten older, I've really gotten into the Ocean's 11 series, like 11, 12, and 13. 11 and 13 are like one of my if it's on TV, wherever it's at, whether it's halfway done or it's 3/4 of the way done, I'll sit and watch 11 and 13. So for me, it's 11, 13, and 12. 12, I just skip it. I don't even watch it. I just think I don't know what they wanted a French vacation, and so they went and filmed in France, and I think that's
the one where they steal the painting.
Yes.
Yeah, that one's weird. That's where she kind of looks like, well, she isn't. Well, she is. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I actually watched Ocean's 11 with Gilbert's brother, and I was explaining to him the movie, like not who the actors were, but some of the movies that I was like, oh yeah, Julia Roberts was in Pretty Woman. He's like, oh, what's that? I'm like, oh, it's a movie about, and I explained it to him, and I kept on explaining things to him. I'm like, hey, if I'm getting too boring, let me know. He's like, no, you're good. I'm like, oh, he's a nice guy. So definitely,
I was like, shut up, Fernando.
You went to go take a nap. But I love
watch movies all over again.
Oceans are definitely amazing. Let's see. I went with Back to the Future. I think that Back to the Future is one of the greatest franchises. I keep on hearing rumblings that they want to redo them or do something with them.
Don't do it. Keep striking.
Don't. One was Tom Holland as Marty McFly and Robert Downey Jr. as Doc, and I'm like, no, even like that, I wouldn't want it. So I went with the order. I went with the order that they're in: 1, 2, 3. That I think that's the perfect order. Number 1 is just incredible. Number 2, great. Number 3, a little bit of a downfall just because it was different, but I still liked it. I thought it was interesting, and but yeah, that's how I would do it with that franchise. But
Fernando, first of all, good recommendation on the Michael J. Fox documentary on Apple TV. That was a great watch. It was good to see.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it.
How he became famous as an actor. Family ties, and then the whole thing with the Parkinson's.
Oh my God, that stuff is
wild to see and how it developed. And I started wondering, has he never spoken so much about it? And then seeing him at his everyday life, walking around, and then he still talks pretty well, but he just takes his time. But overall, I thought the documentary was pretty well. And then also, kind of a random thing, guys. Speaking of Tom Holland, I gave The Crowded Room an opportunity to watch on Apple TV.
Oh no!
It was really, really slow, and I would not recommend it. But I went through.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's trying so hard to not be he's trying to get away from Spider-Man.
Yeah,
that he's just taking on roles that where he thinks people are gonna come and watch him, and he's taking just really terrible roles. And I've heard bad things about the show you're talking about, and so
the one movie he did with Robert Pattinson in the South, that one was pretty good. I forgot what it was called though.
Oh, okay. But before we move on, I just wanted to play a quick little game with you guys. It won't take that long. But do you guys know, as we talked about, Barbenheimer has made a bunch of money, Oppenheimer and Barbie this weekend. So I just wanted to ask you guys, do you guys know what the top 5, just the top 5 box office movies are this year so far?
Oh, this year? No.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Any just give me any guesses.
I can't even tell you what came out.
Okay, that's one. Fast and the Furious.
What else has come out this year?
That Spider-Man movie. The
Guardians.
Guardians.
Yeah.
No, Guardians is not in here. They're
no,
all either
no. Spider-Man came out last year.
Sorry, Guardians is 2, and then the last 2 that you guys are missing. One of them is an animated one, and then the other one is a live-action animated movie.
Yeah, see, I haven't.
Sonic?
Honestly,
No.
What?
Oh, Mario.
Mario number
Oh,
one.
Mario.
And then
Number one, really?
Yeah, number one. It's made over $1.3 billion.
Really?
So
I've not seen
number
it.
5, you guys are just missing number 5, and it was a animation movie that was made into live action.
Oh yeah, bro. Anime. I have no idea what the
And
hell.
Gilbert
No,
went to go see it.
animation, dummy.
Oh, is that not the same thing?
And
No,
Gilbert went
not anime.
and Gilbert went to go see it.
Wait, what? Live
He
action.
went to go see it at the movie theater.
Would you start naming movies you went to go see, fool? I don't remember.
I don't remember what's the last movie I
my
saw.
God. Okay,
Wow,
it was
you
Little
went to it.
Mermaid. It's the
Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah.
It's made over 500 million. So that was
okay.
that was it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Una Mas. I got something great for you guys. I saw this on TikTok, and I thought you guys will like this.
TikTok?
Let's look at
TikTok.
the best names in college football of 2023. Here we go. Are you guys ready for this?
Ready.
Let's do this. Here we go.
TikTok.
Here is college football's all-name team for the 2023 season.
That's not his name.
I've
There's no way.
seen that name.
I've seen that one.
General Booty's the first
Bossier
one.
Smoke. At wide receiver, we have the coldest Crawford
heard
and
that one.
the
I've
heard of
realest
him.
Clark. At fullback, we have Fat Watts. And at tight end, we have Rowdy Beers. Our offensive line features Parker Titsworth, Jaden Muskrat,
Oh my god.
Peyton Askew, Tiger Shanks, and Dodger Saucer. At defensive line, we have Fish McWilliams,
Oh my
Octavius
god.
Oxendide, Shida Silla. Our
Oh my
linebackers feature
God.
Chief Borders, Memorable Factor, and Pig
No way.
Page. The defensive backs feature Mobility,
Oh my
Kool-Aid
god.
McKinstry,
Oh my
Storm
God.
Duck, Major Burns,
Oh
and
my
lastly,
god.
Dude Person. And our kicker is Colton Boomer, and the punter is Max von Marburg.
I don't know where they come
Wow.
up with these names, dude. That's
By the way,
wild.
isn't one of them Ryan Clark's son, the realist Clark?
Oh, I think I think
really?
that is his son.
Yeah, I think it's
Oh
but this
my
kid right here,
He
where is
named him
he?
that?
the coldest. I remember.
he's got an NIL deal, right?
Didn't the
Look at-
coldest get mocked by Shannon Sharp or something? What do I remember?
Yeah,
that
he
name?
did. But look at Pig Cage, like that one is crazy. But this kid is supposed to this kid
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid. Yeah, he's supposed to be like a top 5, like a top 10 draft pick. Nick, can you imagine when the commissioner goes up there and he announces Kool-Aid McKinstry? Like it's gonna, yeah. I
just call him Cam. Use his initials, Cam.
The
KAM.
coldest dude
Yeah.
person? Like what kind of
Yeah.
who's naming these kids, man?
Dude, General Booty. Who the hell names his kid General Booty?
Oh my god. Well, John David Booty, I
I
remember
was
when
just gonna mention him. Yeah.
but General Booty is
Hey, that might be the name of my next movie, Dan.
yeah, from the casting couch. But we appreciate you guys so much for checking out another episode of Compas on the Beat. Don't forget, training camp starts, so make sure you guys have those alerts turned on for Compas on the Beat, for What's Up Bolt, and for House of Horns, because a lot of stuff will be flying off as things happen from both training camps, from everything going on. Gilbert will be doing his tour, the first year of the Gilbert Manzano training camp tour. I will be at Chargers, so you'll definitely get some good stuff from both of those. Yeah, and then Combat Compas will be back this week. We will be doing some cool stuff there. Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford will be getting in the ring, so we'll have that. Next week is SummerSlam, so Gilbert and I will have a preview of that as well. So make sure you guys check that out. And don't forget to check out everything else on Compas on the Beat, merch.com, compasonthebeat.com. Don't forget to check out Compas FC as well. We'll be talking a lot of transfer news and some of the games happening now, so it'll definitely be some great stuff there. But we appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, be a compa, tell a compa. Remember, 1,000.
Oh my god!
Hey, that Mahomes video is doing.
You'll have lunch with Dan and Dago. No alcohol.
No, you
included.
won't. No, you won't.
So it'll definitely be cool.
Make sure
Don't
you
forget to
take
check
them
out
to it.
everything else on the page. Gilbert, ¿sabes qué? It's training camp time. Vámonos.
Yeah, lots of content on the network here. check out, like Victor said, the Mahomes video, your Ekeler video, and definitely subscribe to What's Up Boats to get that dinner date with Dan and Dago. And you guys released that camp preview, so I was excited to see that. But you forgot that we got to watch Leo Messi's second MLS game. On that note, ya nos vamos, pues, vámonos.